start today's lecture. Today's lecture is regarding the probability. Today we are going to do a probability. Now, what is probability? First of all, let us understand this. Before understanding the probability in literature, it means a chances of occurring of something. So that is what we call, the probability. So in probability, to begin with the probability, first of all, you have to understand a concept which, that is what we call sample spaces. So what are the sample spaces? Let us discuss this today. Sample spaces, these are, this is the one of the very important and one of the base of the probability. So everyone, those who are doing probability, they must have to understand what are the sample spaces. So in sample spaces, if we are talking about the sample spaces are, they are the possible outcomes. They are, in other words, they are also called the possible outcomes. Now, what is the meaning of this possible outcomes? Let us see. Let us suppose someone toss a coin, one coin. So what are the various possible outcomes for a one coin? Definitely, it may be a head. It may comes as a head or comes as a tail. So these are the, the two sample spaces. We can write it like in a curly bracket, or we can write it like this: H and T. We can write it in the both ways. So these are the two possible outcomes of a one coin. If we toss a two coins, now if we toss a two coins, what are the possible sample spaces for that? So definitely these are HH, HT, TH, and TT. You may put the bracket or no, you may not put the bracket. That is, it doesn't make any, difference. So two coins, the sample spaces are this. So, and for the three coins, what are the possible outcomes for the three coins? Definitely these are HHH, and these are the possible combination. I'll give you one method by which, you can easily generate the sample spaces. What you have to do, you just have to write 4H and 4T, and then you have to write 2H, 2T, then 2H, 2T, and then you have to write H, T, H, T, H, T, H, T. This is a, technique to, design the total sample spaces for a three coins. In the same way, we have a, technique for design a sample spaces for the two. What you have to do, you just have to write 2H, 2T, then 1H, T, H, T. So this how, you can generate it very easily. So mind it, for three coins you have to write 4H and then 4T, then 2H and 2T, and then 1H and 1T. So this is by this way you can generate it very easily, because several questions will be asked, on the basis of one coin, two coins, and three coin system. So what I advise you, you should not, waste your time to design these sample spaces. So this is a technique by which you can, design it very easily and very efficiently. So, and one another thing, you must have to remember what are the total number of outcomes. How we can judge the total number of outcomes. So the total number of outcomes in case of coins. In case of coins, if it is a one coin, then it is 2 raised to power 1. That is 2. See here, these are the two sample spaces. Similarly, for the two coins, you have to put 2 raised to power 2, which is 4. See, here are the four. Here, there are 4 sample spaces. Similarly, for three coins, you have to just remember this formula: 2 raised to power 3, which is 8. So you have these 8, different sample spaces, means the different outcomes. So this is the formula. Let maybe in a, in your multiple choice question, your teacher may be asked to you, if you throw a n number of time, n number of time, n number of coins, then what are the total sample spaces? Then it is 2 raised to power n. So this is the formula that you must have to remember in the case of coin. So I hope this is very easy. For a coin, everybody can understand this. These are the possible, sample spaces, the possible outcomes. Now let us quickly move towards the next one. That is a dice. Now what is dice? First of all, you have to understand dice is one of the, it's a kind of object which we use for playing a game like Ludo, I hope everybody understand. There are six faces, and it has a it the all the faces are marked with the number from ranging from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now for a dice, if we throw a one dice, if we throw a one die, then what are the possible outcomes? Definitely, it is either one, or two, or three, or four, or five, or six, because we throw only a single die. Whenever we throw a two dice, so if we throw the two dice, what are the possible outcomes? It may be one one, it may be one two, it may be one three, it may be one four, it may be one five, it may be one six. Similarly, it may be two one, then 2 2, then 2 3, then 2 4, then 2 5, and 2 6. Then similarly 3 1, 2. I'm just writing 3 3 and 3 6. But I request you all, those who are watching, you must have to draw all. This is 4 4, and similarly it ends to 4 6. Similarly 5 1, ranging from 5 5 and 5 6. This dotted line means these are the other pairs are also existing. Don't you do not forget this. So 6 1, then 6 6. So why I designed this sample spaces. So first of all, you have to understand why there are six outcomes, because here we use a general trick, 6 ratio over 1. 6 ratio over 1 is 6. That's why for a one die, the total number of outcomes are 6. For two dice, the total number of outcomes are 6 ratio 2, that is 36. You can count it 6 multiplied by these 6, so these total are 36. Similarly, if somebody asks you, if you throw a n dice, n number of dice, how many sample spaces are possible? That is 6 ratio power n. So this how you can understand how many total number of sample spaces can be generated when we throw a one dice, when we throw a two dice, and when we throw a number of dice. And one thing you have to be careful, this 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 6 6, in which what we saw, the same number on the both dice is has a one common name, that is what we call doublet. We call them doublet. So you must have to remember. And if somebody asks you how many doublets are there, and when we throw a two dice, you must have to remember they are six in numbers, because either 1 1 2 2 3 3 4 4 5 5 6 6 is doublet means same number on both dice. So these are the six. I hope you all understand. So this is all about the dice that we are going to use in chapter of the probability to solve the questions. So first of all, you have to understand how the what are the possible outcomes when we throw a one die. So you must have to remember these are the six numbers, that is either one or two or three or four or five or six will appear. And what about when you throw a two dice? Then these are the total number of outcomes are 36, and out of these 36 there are six doublets that you have to remember. So now we will move forward with a very important, and the last term is the card system. This is the last term, card system. Cards are basically, there are two kinds of cards. These cards are what we call playing cards. Now playing cards are basically two kinds of. One is national and another is international. So how they are different from each other, I will international. I will explain it a little bit later. So but you must have to remember there are two kinds of cards are in the market. One is national and another is international. And what how they are different, I will tell you. See now, if we are talking about the playing cards, there are it is the pack of the 52 cards is what we call deck. This is what we call the deck, and in the deck there are total 52 cards. And out of these 52 cards, there are 26 red cards and 26 black card. And out of this 26, there are four kind of suits. There are four kinds of suits. One is what we call diamond, another is what we call heart, and club, and spade. I will draw a symbol also. Diamond is just like this, and in Hindi it is called eat, and this is what we call heart. Heart is what we call pan, and this is a club. Club is what we call chidiya. and this is a spade, which is what we call the hukam in Hindi. So these are 13 in number. These all are 13 each in number. And out of this, you must have to remember this diamond and the heart. They are red, and club and the spade, they are black in color. So if somebody asks you how many hearts are there in a deck, then you may say, you must have to remember they are 13 in number, right? And another thing you must have to remember, the card system is just like that. There are some face cards. Now what are the face cards? Face cards are j k j k and q. J is jack, K is king, and Q is queen. So there are three kinds of face cards. One is jack, another is king, and another one is king, and another one is queen. Now jack, it also it is in four in numbers. One is of of each suit. The jack is of each one of the suit, that is diamond, heart, and club and spade. Similarly for the king, and similarly for the queen. Now the question arises, why they are called the face cards. We called them the face cards because if you saw the 52 cards, the face cards must have kind of face drawn on the card. That's why they are called the face cards. But now here the difference lies between national and international. In the national cards, we use J, K, and Q as a face cards. But in international cards, we also use ace. Ace means Ikka. That we also use it as a face card. Now the question arises, how we have to solve the question. If somebody asks you how many face cards are there, but we should have to reply back. Definitely, since we are mostly we use the national cards. That's why we will say the face cards are only J, Q, and K until or unless it is mentioned in your question that you are using the international cards. You have to take face cards only J, K, and Q, not Ace. Mind it. This is a very important thing. Another thing, since I said you, these J, Q, and Q are the face cards, and each face card are up from various suits. So if I am talking about the Jack, J is also called Jack. So Jack, how many Jacks are red? Definitely two, because all the cards are consist of diamond, heart, club, and spade. And out of diamond, heart, club, and spade, the diamond and the heart are red in color. That's why we will say red jack are two. And if somebody asks you what about the black king? So black king is no doubt in a black king, because kings are also available in these four suits. So the black kings are only two, that is club and spade. So this is how some questions will be asked to you. You must have to remember about the card system. So this is all about the card system. We will quickly revise it. It consists of 52 cards. Out of 52, there are 26 red, 26 black, and there are four suits called diamond, heart, club, and spade. And there are three faces, J, K, and Q. And the difference lies between the international and the national card is only that in international cards we use ace as a face card, but for the national cards we used face cards only J, K, and Q. And the important tip is, when if there is no mentioning in the question that we are using which kind of card, you have to treat it like a national card. I hope these sample spaces will help you out to get more insight into the probability, because students generally they don't have good command over these sample spaces, and that's why they are not able to solve the probability questions quickly. So with this hope, I think this is clear to all of you. We will meet soon again in the next video. Till then, bye bye. Thank you.